Hey guys, low budget Pokemon here with another video. Today I want to talk about a close call that I had buying a card and later finding out that it was a fake. Now, these days the word fake has a negative connotation, so many people out there use the word proxy or handmade instead. And the card in question here that I bought was a Charizard variant of the Japanese Poncho Pikachu promo that was released back in, I think, 2016. This card goes for a pretty penny. So when I saw this listed for $64, buy it now, I went ahead and purchased it. There was actually even a best offer associated with it. No questions asked. This was, I thought, a great deal. And I went ahead and purchased it. I know many people they basically scan auctions and listings at all hours during the day around the world. So it's important to jump on a deal right away if you think it's a good deal, because it could get snatched up by somebody soon after. And if we take a look at this title, there's nothing that's, there's no word here mentioning that it's handmade or a proxy or a fake. The title is just really generic, actually. So it's a Pokemon card game, Pikachu wearing a poncho. So, yes, no Charizard, no mention of Charizard, there's no anything, right? It's just Pokemon, Pikachu, poncho. So if we go down here, right, he says, okay, he handles genuine Japanese products. Okay, so, it could be a proxy, but it could be it could be Japanese and therefore it's genuine. Okay, so this is not really clear what he's actually saying, right? So there's not much information, and from the title, it's not very informative. So if we take a look at the picture, so there's two, right? So here you can see the front, and you can see it's not really a well taken picture. Okay, first of all, it's blurry. The lighting's kind of might be a little bit dim, and he actually takes this inside a penny sleeve, so he doesn't bother taking it out. And you can see that there's sparkles, right? There's sparkles. It looks like it's a hollow, and everything's good, right? Taking a close look at it, I mean, corners, doesn't look like it's any dents or bends, creases. And so the front looks pretty good. The back, again, it's a blurry picture. It's a terrible picture. Maybe something questionable going on there around the, kind of like a color bleed or something, like watercolors, but it's not clear, right? He could have just scanned this in for all I know. So at this point, I think it was like 3 or 4 a.m. at my time, and so no questions asked, right? Buy it now, ask questions later, jump on this deal, because if you lose out on this deal, then you will never have the chance to ask questions. So I went ahead and bought this car for $64 and paid. And soon after, during the day, I was actually doing more careful research and found that there's at least 2 or 3 things that I found suspicious with this card. So I asked the seller for more pictures, and he graciously gave me more pictures. So here you can see the first picture that he sent. It's a pretty, nondescript picture, I would say. So we're gonna blow it up. This third picture here is what's really telling. Right, if we zoom in, I wanna highlight 2 things that I see right off the bat, right? So number 1 is Pikachu. So the color of this yellow is off, okay? And you can see that it's granular. You can see that there's dots here. It's just off, right? So on the right hand side of the screen, I'll post a PSA graded copy, and you can see the difference in the color of the yellow, right, of Pikachu's body. PSA graded copy is just, it's yellow, right? It's a nice shade of yellow. There's no granularity, there's no roughness to it. Another thing that I want to point out is the red background, right? So you can see here on the copy that I purchased, it's a lighter red, right? It's somewhat of a lighter red than the PSA copy, right? Also, it doesn't shine. I think that's the main thing. So if you take a look down here towards this bottom corner, you can see how it catches the light. And the way it catches the light is very suspicious. I mean, there's no shine to this red background, right? And then you actually have, like, different tones of red, different shades of red. I think this is probably from like a scanner or something. I mean, you do have lines in the real copy, but it's just off. Something just looks off, right? Yellow looks off, the red looks off, it doesn't have the shine. And you can see here that the sparkles, right? It looks like it's just some kind of laminate that was placed over the background. There you have it. I think, so I think these two things are enough to let me know that this card is a proxy. It's just not, you know, he doesn't mention it, but I think something smells off. So I emailed the seller and said I didn't want the card. He understood and he was kind enough to refund me the money. And in return, I left him a good feedback. Now, whether he knows that it's a proxy or not, I don't know. But it's important to know that there are always people out there who's trying to make a dishonest buck. And this seller actually had 2 of these cards listed at the same time when I saw it around, 3 or 4 a.m. And when I was actually debating on whether to buy it, I did see that one of the other cards get sold. So I obviously don't know the other buyer, but I hope he did his due diligence or is okay with getting a proxy card. So since then, the seller has listed some other high-end cards like a Mario Pikachu for sale, but I'm not falling for that again. Hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving, stay healthy, and I'll see you guys in the next video.